Hey everybody, and welcome to the Press Enterprise High School Football Video Podcast for Week 5. We're going to be talking about Vo-Tech football. I'm Press Enterprise Sports Editor Tim Hare. This is Adam Roberts, and we're both wearing our glasses, so we're going to say a bunch of smart things. First of all, I think Vo-Tech, the thing I'm most surprised with Vo-Tech is how good that offense has looked.
You know, I like these Rams. You got Mark Varner, who's not afraid to run the football. However, surprisingly, they haven't been doing that a whole lot, and at least not very well. With that being said, there's a bright spot there with the Rams. They got Welsh back there, and I believe he's got 512 yards through the air this season. I don't think he had even anywhere close to that last year. I think he had, about 100 with that being said.
Yeah, he threw for about maybe 200 yards because he split some time with Longenberger.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you would have told me before the season that Vo-Tech would have more passing yards than rushing yards, with the way that offense works and the way they love to run that power running game, I would have told you to get your head checked.
Yeah, absolutely. If they could just find some answers there in the backfield, just move the football a little bit better there on the ground. Binder, who's already having a great season, I think it only gets better. There's no secret that Varner wants to run first and then pass. And I think if the Rams could do that a little bit better, I think that feeds right into their playbook.
Now, a little side story for readers who pay close attention. During the preseason, we do a preseason football team, and we were trying to find some wide receivers for the preseason team. And Cameron Young from Southern was one of them, and we were looking for a second one. So Adam comes back from media day, and he's all about John Binder. He's got to be on the preseason team. And, me, I was kind of thinking about the way Vo-Tech had thrown the ball last year.
Yeah, I was on top of the building for him.
You were absolutely. You were his number one fan. And I didn't put him on the preseason team. I've been kicking myself ever since because he's putting up all-state caliber numbers.
Oh, man, he's having a great season this far. I think he's got, it looks like 16 receptions for 445 yards and 6 touchdowns. Now, keep in mind, Welsh only has 4 touchdowns through the air this season. So that means 2 came from somewhere else. And I think they were on a little bit of trickery Varner set up with Trent Longenberger. I mean, he could throw the ball. He did it a little bit last year. And in the right situation, they've been able to capitalize on it this year. But Binder, he's having a great season. I think it only gets better.
Yeah, you talk about it only getting better. Things were pretty bleak last week against Hare. They didn't get 60 yards even total offense.
Yeah.
I don't see a team on the rest of the schedule that's a threat for Vo-Tech. To do that to them defensively.
Yeah, they saw their 2-game winning streak snapped, and I know they wanted to win another. And I think Varner's been really looking forward to getting this team to take the next level and make the playoffs. And I think they're in the picture for certainly. I think they're right behind Shamokin here, it looks like. They're 20 points behind. They got Holy Cross coming up, Bucktail. And interesting enough, though, they only have 9 games this year, right?
Correct. I believe it was Pius that was on their schedule.
Right.
And Pius no longer has a football program. So in that case, what happens is, rather than go by total points, you take a team's point total divided by the number of games they played. And whoever has the higher average. So that could actually work in Vo-Tech's favor, that they could edge out Shamokin for that 4th spot and the right to go to Selinsgrove and
yeah, I know.
Dot.
Right, exactly. This team's definitely got a lot to look forward to with their passing game where it's at. The rushing game just needs to come along a little bit further. They don't have Zanolini back there, and he definitely took a lot of load off the offensive shoulder of the quarterback last year. Now they're relying on Savon King and Trent Longenberger, mixing Wilimowski in there, and that's another guy who's pretty good.
Absolutely, and a great story that he's able to come back.
Thought
his career was over because of a knee injury, and he's out there making an impact.
Yeah, in the beginning of preseason of his junior year, he's a senior now. Blew out his knee in a sweep against Muncie, and some people never thought he'd return. He had his doubts at times, but kid's definitely worked hard, and he's a monster on defense. He's not very big at all if you look at him in uniform. But he was playing defensive back earlier in the season, and coaches liked the way he tackled so much. In fact, said that he was the best tackler on the team. Moved him up to outside linebacker, and he's making a lot of plays there.
And special enough that he gets to have a senior season, but if they get to add a playoff game on top of that, just a little extra special.
Yeah, he's a captain this year, and I think people ride his teammates ride the emotions of him and see the way that he really gets into the game and kind of feed off of him. And another thing I noticed on the sidelines, Bob Quick's back there.
Bob Quick, absolutely.
Yeah, I think he's running the defense there, and defense is making some things happen. They're young there in spots. And speaking of another young guy, Binder, he's only, a sophomore?
Yeah, they're very young. Binder's a sophomore. Welsh is a sophomore. I believe Longenberger's a sophomore.
Yep.
Because they had so many freshmen starting last year, and they kind of took their lumps, but now they're kind of building.
Yeah, you can see that translate into a season that might go 4-5, 5-4 for the Rams, and you know what that might mean? Playoffs. Talking about playoffs, could be for the Rams. You don't know yet, though. They got 4 games left, and plenty of football left to play for both teams, them and the opponents coming up.
Well, I'm sure Mark Varner would talk about the playoffs even if Jim Moore won.
Yeah, no doubt. And he's a believer, and I'm a believer too, and I like the Rams. Go Rams.
All right. Well, that is everything we have on Vo-Tech football through 5 weeks. But if you like what you heard, please keep checking out our podcast. We'll be having one every week. And if you'd like to check out some of the other content we provide, go to pressenterpriseonline.com, where you'll find all our stories and our tweets from the games and a link to the weekly playbook that we do. So please go check that out. Until next week, I'm Press Enterprise Sports Editor Tim Hare. This is Adam Roberts, and we will see you next week.